Hello, and thank you for joining me on Voices of Vision Stories of Soul. My name is Catherine Toomey, and I've put together an interview series with all the interesting people that I have around me in my life, basically because it's just such an extraordinary way to talk to people and find out their stories. And I really love talking to people, and interviewing people is something I've always aspired to do. So we would like also to tell you that this is a series that celebrates the dreamers, healers and creators, shaping a more conscious world. Through heartfelt conversations, we uncover wisdom, purpose and magic that move the soul and inspire transformation. And we are available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and of course through YouTube for the purpose of discussing goddess. And more to the point, we're going to be talking about the goddess, the Morrigan, the Irish deity, incredible deity. And we're going to relate it a little bit to AI, because I really like the idea of bringing in what we're doing right now from a futuristic point of view, and then drawing on what we know through historical texts we're still trying to build a bridge to all that time ago. And then we'll also have a little bit of or even now have that little bit of a conversation with how we're talking about things that are coming through from a technology point of view, as though we're losing touch with the very nature of being and that experience of, being in nature. So the Morrigan is a goddess of war and death. And on the planet, we have so much unearthing of these historical contexts and mythology that have been discovered. And so the guardian goddess of magic, state, territory, as well as fostering doom, death, or victory in battle. So we're called to speak about the Morrigan as the Great Queen, or the Phantom Queen, appearing in the texts as the Morrigan or the Morgu, and the Morrigan battle and sovereignty. So I hope that you're here and interested in staying with me as we discuss this topic a little bit more in depth and more relatable. We'll be doing a little bit of a meditation, getting you to write down a question or questions that you might have as we go into battle, because I feel like the Morrigan, the Irish and Gaelic way of saying a lot of terminology around the Morrigan, is simply there as an exploration of like sincerity and clarity, and really being true to the original form of language and the original form, that the way the words were created and spoken. This goddess is the storm before the changer. Do you feel like someone that faces a battle? So would you be able to just maybe grab that pen and that notebook? Do you feel like someone that faces a battle in fear, in grief, a change or courage ahead? Is an ancient woman cloaked in shadow and moonlight. And she asks, what are you ready to release? What truth are you no longer willing to hide from? What strength are you here for and being asked to reclaim? 1,000 goddesses. The hope is that all around the world, women will celebrate the goddess on this one day, and that field of ceremonies will centre all around the world, just to bring in this beautiful historic moment where we have the opportunity to use not only our technology, but also our incredibly beautiful and abundant human history. I feel like there's a really special kind of sense of sovereignty that comes from my descent into realizing that I have Irish and Scottish and English, but I really feel such a kinship to the Celtic, and then the Morrigan coming from that folklore of, all this entire beautiful civilization that just would have had so much strength in war and struggles with. So we'd like to finish up with the Morrigan and modern life.